any number that can be written in the form P by Q, where P and Q are integers and Q not equal to 0, is called a rational number. Okay. Examples. Number one, minus 5 by 6 is a rational number. In fact, any fraction is a rational number. Is a rational number. Why? Because if you see in the numerator, you have an integer minus 5, and in the denominator, you have an integer 6 plus 6. Let us say is a rational number because this is a fraction. In the numerator, you have an integer 235. In the denominator also, you have an integer minus 61, which is obviously not equal to 0. Okay, so any fraction that is given to you must be a rational number. But that is not the main thing here. The main thing is, what if a decimal number is given to you? Then how will you identify whether it is a rational number or not? For example, let us say if I give you a number 2.53. Question is it a rational number? Can anyone tell me whether this is a rational number? It is a rational number because,
So,
yes, tell me why.
sir, it's a rational number
Why?
because 253 by 100, if we do, the point
Yes,
will come.
exactly. If you shift this decimal towards the right side twice, that is, you can write 2.53 as 253 by 100. You can put two zeros in the denominator. So you get 253, which is a fraction. So therefore, this is a rational number. Okay. So what do you see in this example? What you see is that this number had 2.53 had a terminating decimal. Had a terminating decimal. Very important term. Terminating decimal part. Now, what do you mean by terminating decimal part? See that 2.53 after 3, is there any number here? You only have zeros, right? Isn't it? This, when you have a number like this, then such a number is called a terminating decimal number. Understood? Because terminating, you know what terminating means? Terminating means stopping, ending. Okay. Has a terminating decimal part. So let me give you another example. Let us say 1.6321. Is this a rational number? Yes, it is a rational number because if you shift 4 places of decimal, it will become a fraction. You convert this decimal to a fraction. 16321 divided by, you move decimal 4 times, you put 4 zeros in the denominator. This is a fraction, right? So what do you see? That this number 1.6321 is the same as 1.63210000 and so on, isn't it? Has a terminating decimal part. Okay. So without even converting to a fraction, you can say whether number is rational or not. For example, let us say 2536.21. Is this a rational number? Yes. Can anyone tell me, is this a
Yes,
rational
sir.
number? Why? Why?
Sir, because it is a terminating number.
Because it has a terminating decimal part. Because if you see after
Yes,
two
sir.
one, you only have zeros, isn't it? 2536.21, and then you have zeros only. So this is a number with a terminating decimal part. That is, it is a rational number. So without in converting to a fraction, what I could say is that 2536.21 is a rational number, because I saw that after 21 I had the decimal terminating. All these were zeros. Okay. So just by looking at a number in a decimal form, you can say that it is whether it is rational or irrational. Whether it is rational, irrational part we'll see later, but you can definitely say whether it is rational for the time being. Okay. So this is what the basic definition of rational numbers was. Let me give you some more examples. Now this time, not only terminating, but also recurring decimal part. You know what is recurring decimal part? You know what is a recurring decimal part of a number? Suppose if I give you a number like this, 2.5555, and this will continue indefinitely. Any number of fives after a decimal. You know how this is written as? You must have done this in your earlier classes. This is written as 2.5 and you give a dot above 5. Okay. This number is written as 2.5 and you give a dot above 5. Why is this dot given? This dot is given to show that 5 is recurring after a decimal. 5 dot means 5 recurs after the decimal. Okay. Such a number is always a rational number. Remember, such a number with recurring decimal part is a rational number. Okay. That is,
Sir,
yes, tell me.
we can show this number in fraction.
We can, I'll come to that. But for the time being, just remember this. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So this is 5 was recurring, only one digit was recurring. And why only one digit? There can be 2 digits recurring, 3 digits recurring. Even in those cases, you still can say that those are rational numbers. For example, let us say that I have, say, 53.757575, and this continues indefinitely. Okay, you know how this number is written in short? This is written as 53.75, and you give a bar on top above 75 to denote that 75 recurs. Okay, so here 75, just bar above 75, means 75 recurs after the decimal part. Okay, so that is, now you can say, once you see that there are numbers recurring after the decimal part, even if it is 1 digit or 2 digits, you can say that 53.75 is a rational number. Okay, Not necessarily all decimals will recur. Let us see the next example here. Example number 8. Let us say that you have a number like 101.23715 and you have a bar above 715. Let's write this in the normal way first. Let us say you have a number like 101.23715 715 and only this 715 recurs. See that this 2 3 part does not recur. Okay, so you have two digits that do not recur after decimal, otherwise all the other digits 715 recur. So how do you write this as? You write this as 101.23715 and you give a bar above 715 to denote that 715 is are the recurring digits after decimal. So here 715 means the digits, I'll say 715 recurs after the decimal part. That is, now once you see that you have this 715 as a recurring part, once you see that a decimal number has a recurring part, even if 2 3 does not recur, but you have some recurring parts in the decimal number, that means you can say that this number 101.23715 is a rational number. Any questions till now?
No, sir.
Anything
No,
that
sir.
comes
No,
to
sir.
your mind which you want to check whether it is a rational number, whether you are confused with the rational number?
Sir,
Hmm.
sir, I have not understood this one.
Last one.
This, yes, one. Yes, sir.
See, in this this is the entire number, right? 101.23. This number is your entire number, right? Where 715 only recurs. You see that there is a recurring part at the end, right? 715 is the recurring part at the end, isn't it? Isn't it? You agree? 715 is the recurring part.
Yes, sir.
That means once you see that at the end you have a recurring part, whether it is 1 digit, 2 digit, or 3 digits, or 4 digits, 5 digits, 6 digit. Once you see that at the end of the decimal number you have numbers recurring, then you can say it is a rational number. Okay, let me give you a few more examples. So note 23.71537. Is this a rational or irrational? This is a rational number because if you see, only this part is recurring. 23.77 is not recurring. Only 1537 is recurring. These 4 digits are recurring. 1537, 1537, and you can continue in this manner. Okay, so you see that the last 4 digits here, they are recurring. That means it is a rational number. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Like you can have another one.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, tell me.
Sir, how many numbers can recur at a time?
Any number, 1 digit can recur, 2 digits can recur, 3 digits can. If there are recurring digits at the end, you will say it is a rational number. Okay.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Even if 10 digits recur, even then it is a rational number. Okay. So you have here, if you see this number 71, you have a bar above 71. That means only 71 recurs after a decimal. So this number is in this manner. 71 will continue in this manner. But you see that at the end you have 2 digits recurring. So that means this is a rational number. Clear? So what can you say? Any decimal representation of a rational number, any decimal representation, when given a fraction, if you're given a fraction, you already know that it is a rational number, right? Because it is a fraction, it is a p by q form. But when in the decimal representation is given, how do you know whether you can write it in the p by q form or not? So in that case, this is how you check. So any decimal representation of a number represents a rational number if number one, the digits after the decimal point truncate, after decimal truncate. Like you had this example that I gave you here, that this was here, the decimal was truncating, right? So that is why this is a rational number. Or the digits at the end recur. Okay. So if you have a number whose decimal point truncates, or if you have a number whose decimal part recurs, okay, then you can easily say that it is a rational number. Any questions on this? No questions? Yes? Fine. Then I can continue with some more. Now, once you know that that such numbers whose decimal part is a rational number or not, the next part is you must know how to convert this number, the decimal representation of number, to fractional form. Okay, so converting um, converting rational numbers in decimal form to the form p by q. Okay, or to a fraction. Let us start with the very easy problem here. Show that the following numbers are rational. First one, I'll just give you two. 23.7812 and 3.142 678. Are these numbers rational? For the first one, 23.7812 is a number with a terminating decimal. Do you agree or not? Anyone who does not agree? Terminating decimal, because after 2 you are getting only zeros. Is a number with a terminating decimal part. Right? Because after this 2, you get only zeros, isn't it? So therefore, this we say is a, hence 23.7812 is a rational number. Okay, next one. 3.142678 is also a number with terminating decimal, because the see after this you're getting zeros only, right? So that the decimal numbers, they truncate here. That means is a number with a terminating decimal part. Hence 3.142678 is a rational number. Okay, that is how you check. Now we come to the recurring decimal parts. Okay, how to convert recurring decimal numbers to fractions. How to check how how to convert recurring decimal parts to fractions. Question here is, show that. I'll just do the first one for today. I'll continue with the others tomorrow. There are 5 parts to this question. Show that the following problem. All these you're going to do in your copy. Show that the following repeating decimals are rational numbers. Okay, and the given numbers here to you are, first one 0.6, and above 6 you have this dot, which means 6 is recurring after decimal. You have 1.27. Okay, next you have 0.235, and you have a bar above 35. Next you have 0.123, and you simply have a dot above 3. That means only 3 is recurring at the end. And the last one that you have is 0.0032. Okay, in order to show that these numbers are rational, what I'll do is I'll convert them to fractions. Now question is how to convert them to fractions. Okay, now see, let us consider the first one, 0.6, and then you have a dot. So I start by saying let x is equal to 0.6, with 6 recurring. So you can write this as 0.6666, and so on, right? Now you see that only this single digit is recurring. Whenever you see that the single digit is recurring, you multiply this x by 10. Understood? When you see that only a single digit is recurring, you multiply x by 10. So we have x is equal to 0.6666, and so on. So multiplying both sides by 10, because only one digit is recurring. If 2 digits were recurring, we would have multiplied by 100. If 3 digits were recurring, we would have multiplied by 1000. Understood? So we have only one digit recurring here. So we multiply both sides by 10. Multiplying both sides by 10. We get 10x is equal to 10 into 0.6666, and so on. That means 10x is equal to, now if you multiply this one decimal shift, you will get 6.6666, and so on. This will continue. Okay, let us call this equation number 1 when we assumed x is equal to 0.66, and let us call this equation number 2. Now we are going to subtract equation 2 from equation 1 from we are going to subtract equation 2 from 1 or 1 from 2. Sorry, we are going to subtract 1 from 2. Subtracting 1 from 2, we get, if you subtract 1 from 2, what are you going to get? On this side you have x on this equation. On this side you have 10x. You have 10x minus x. Again on this side you have 6.666. You write 6.6666 and so on. Minus, and on this side you have only 0.6666 and so on. So if you subtract on the left hand side, 10x minus x is 9x, and 6.666 minus 0.666 will only give you 6 if you subtract, because all the decimal part will, if you subtract, it will become 0. It will be 6.000 and so on, right? Yes, any question?
No, sir.
That
No,
means
sir.
9x must be equal to 6. That means x must be equal to 6 by 9. That means x is equal to, you can cancel this with 2, and you can cancel this with 3, 2 by 3. So what are you getting? We had started with x is equal to 0.666, and we are getting x is equal to 2 by 3. So therefore 0.6666 and so on, when converted to fractions, is nothing but 2 by 3. So which is of the form what? P by Q. Which is of the form P by Q. Hence 0.6 dot or 0.6666 is a rational number. Any questions on this part?
No, sir.
Remember that we must see how many digits are recurring. If you see 1 digit recurring here, you are multiplying by 10. Suppose you had a number like this, 0.6, 0.75, say, which we'll see in the next parts, which I'll show you tomorrow. Suppose I had a number like this, 0.76. How many digits recurring here? 2 digits. If I have x is equal to this, then I need to multiply this by 100. 100 into 0.76. Clear? So we'll continue this tomorrow.